Bob Arum is an American lawyer, boxing promoter, businessman, and world-class wooden spoon. What that means in the UK is that he likes to mix things up. And he's very good at it because as a boxing promoter, that is what your job is to mix things up and try and bring as much hype to the fight as possible. And just a couple of names, I'm going to tell you who he's helped promote. Muhammad Ali, Oscar De La Hoya, Mayweather Jr. himself as well, and of course now representing Pac-Man. And
he's never heard of any of those fighters.
He's come out. He's also Rocky Balboa. No, I'm joking. How many times are we going to say Balboa?
Potentially, actually, it was Apollo Creed. I can bring my own Rocky references to the boxing clips.
A couple of quotes. Of course, he's going to bring up some points, but an interesting comment, which I would love to know what the audience think, is that in a quote he says that if Pacquiao wins, it's a significant victory for Filipinos and a lot of people in the US. And said, most Americans you would think would be rooting for Mayweather, but the contrast is true. The majority of the American population is rooting for Manny. So we know that Floyd Mayweather is a controversial character, Jason. We know that he likes to ruffle some feathers and talks a lot about his money. But does this comment have any substance to it? There are people out there rooting for Manny Pacquiao.
I actually was pretty surprised when I read this comment because every poll I've seen, every time I talk to friends, it seems like people are rooting for the fight rather than the fighters.
Yes. And
they just want to see a good fight. So, oh, that's so boring, not choosing even a fighter.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Mayweather for the sole reason that my money is on Floyd Mayweather. And that's how a lot of people are going to be rooting for this fight. Boxing has always been a gambling man's sport.
Yeah.
Especially considering Vegas is one of the biggest promotions for boxing.
And where are we going to be?
In Las Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
May 2, 2015. The return, the return of me to Vegas.
Love how you went to promote that there. It was just like, in the return, all right, I'm there.
Just me.
Yeah, and you're right. So it is all about promoting it. And if someone didn't come out and create such an argument as this clash of cultures, which Arum says here, then it's just another. If no one did this, then boxing wouldn't be the industry that it is. This is why people self-promote. This is why many people. We just done a whole clip on why the UFC is starting to do this more. It's because it's a huge money-making. It's a huge money-making plan to do this and bring a lot of hype around the fight. Bob Arum did go on to say, I'm going to continue his quote. Says it's slowly developing into a culture class. He said, Floyd Mayweather is outstanding at marketing himself, and his own words represent ostentatious materialism, and that is true. I have to say that about Floyd Mayweather, but then he said, Mayweather talks about how much money he makes and the car he drives. Pacquiao feels tremendous obligation to give back and engage in charitable endeavours. That's a good point, but every sport needs a villain. Every sport needs someone who you can love to hate. Floyd Mayweather is one of the main ones. Sport wouldn't be the way it is if you didn't have a Cristiano Ronaldo who liked to ruffle feathers as well as a LeBron James. I think that it's a tiresome argument if you're going to hold it against someone like Mayweather that he likes to talk about his money. He's an outstanding professional. When he steps in that ring, there is not 1 ounce of disrespect towards his opponents. He's an outstanding professional. He holds his sport in such a high regard, and he likes to be a firm representation of what the sport represents. I said representation about 18 times, but I don't care because I'm trying to promote what Mayweather represents. He's not. He doesn't show any lack of professionalism before he goes into the arena, and I shouldn't think it should be held against him the way he controls himself outside and the way he promotes his money.
And I'll relate back to the same thing that we've been saying in a lot of these Mayweather-Pacquiao clips. We still have yet to see the fighters speak. And there's a lot of their owners, the managers, the promoters, the people in Vegas, the people in Atlantic City, people overseas. Everybody's talking except these two, and I think they obviously have done that for their own reasons because they're training. That's one reason. It's tough to train for these fights. It's some of the most intense training you've ever seen done for 12, hopefully 12 3-minute rounds in which, or somebody falls. We don't know. Regardless, the point I want to make, though, was that in terms of world recognition for this fight, yes, Manny Pacquiao has more fans because he's got the entire country of the Philippines behind him. I don't know how many people in the United States are just behind Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
I know a lot are. I know a lot are going to be behind Manny Pacquiao, but I think it's a 50-50 split. Like we said, it's about the fight, not the fighters.
Yes, I agree. And I think it comes down...
Are you pulling for anybody specifically?
I really don't know. It's just like, I've been asked this question several times now since we said we were going to go to Vegas.
Different answer every time.
My heart is telling me that I would like Manny Pacquiao to win based on him being considered the underdog. Ever since this fight was predicted 7 years ago, Pacquiao's had maybe a rougher encounter in terms of boxing. He's been knocked down a couple of times. Floyd Mayweather has continued to be just outstanding.
Pacquiao, by the way, Doesn't look like a boxer.
I know, he looks like someone I want to hug afterwards. I want to be like, yo, it's okay, mate. Like, just continue. There's always another fight. I would love to see an upset, but my mind is telling me, I consistently say this on most of the clips. I've talked to many boxing correspondents. They seem to agree, seem to be making a good argument that defensive capabilities in boxing will age better than punching power. And I think that what Manny Pacquiao had was that punching power in his prime, as he could hurt Mayweather in terms of what he does. And many people are still saying that he will hurt him because that's what's going to make this fight the best, is that people are going to imagine that Pacquiao is going to come out and throw something at Mayweather that he's never faced before. So I would like to see an upset. I'd like to see a few hard punches hit on the pretty boy who's rarely been hit. But do I think Pacquiao will win? No. Is my money on Mayweather? Yes. Am I going to probably lose it on other things in Vegas? Yes.
Facts.
All right. Well, we want to know what you guys think. What do you think of Arum's comments? Leave your comments in the section below. Be sure to stay tuned to TYT Sports. And as we said, we will be bringing you all the best coverage around this fight in Vegas, closer to the event, and of course, in Vegas when the event happens. So stay tuned to TYT Sports from Jason Rubin and Francis Maxwell.
Catch it.